Hello, my dearest confidant. So I was talking to an old friend the other day, and it brought up a lot of old emotions and things that I've been able to process and come to peace with and be okay with in my life. And it reminded me that they came into my life during a time where there was a lot of turmoil, and we were drawn to each other as friends because we shared a lot of the same types of traumas from different perspectives. But, uh, I noticed in them some things that were unresolved and things that I could relate to, and vice versa. And our lives have taken different paths, but also on a similar road, right? I've done a lot of deep shadow work, a lot of deep healing, a lot of deep, processing types of things. And this person has been on a surface level. And I still consider them my friend. And um, I hope that my influence can be a positive one in the way that I'm meant to, right? Because I can't force anybody to change. I can't expect anybody to change. The only thing I can do is do the right things for myself and hope that the people that I care about and that I love will see those changes and be positively affected by them, right? And so I was thinking this morning about, like, how did I get through those types of things? How did I get through those things? What did I do to propel myself forward, and process? And one of the things that I did was those times in my life that were hard, I thought about the positivity that came from them, right? How did I get where I am now because of what happened then? And then to take it a step further, I go back to that time and I thank the hardship. I thank the person in my life that had me make certain decisions. I thank the circumstances that occurred that surrounded that made me change for the positive. So for instance, I was married before this husband, and we had talked about having children. My tubes were tied, and I went in to have my tubes untied. And I am glad that that surgery was unsuccessful, because had I had other children, I might not have this time now to be able to do the things that I'm doing, right? And I'm not saying that children are a burden, but I'm saying it would have prolonged the path that I'm on. It would have made me take a detour in my own healing and thinking about myself and focusing on myself, as opposed to now, I'm not healed, but I am actually healing. Whereas before, I was just putting a Band-Aid on it, not even putting Neosporin, and hoping that it would fix itself, right? Like hoping that all of the things that I was doing would just work out. And they did, but now I'm more conscious about it. And so if you have those times in your life that were hard and you're like, I wish I didn't have to go through that, instead of saying that to yourself, say something like, thank you for the doctor that did my initial tubal ligation, because they made it harder for the more inexperienced surgeon to do the reconstitution of my tubes later on. And even though that first doctor, I thought at the time, the one that, I had my youngest daughter with, I thought that he was a jackass. Well, it turns out that even though he was doing something that maybe was unethical or not approved, it worked out, because I'm here now and I'm able to do this video and share that, things do work out and you can be grateful for them even after they cause a lot of strife and turmoil and disarray in your life. And the guy that I was married to before this husband wasn't a bad guy. He just wasn't the right person for me. And had I had children with him, I would have also been bound to him in ways that I am now thankful that I'm not. And so They talk about going back and healing your inner child and talking to that little girl or boy and telling them, they're loved and they are safe. And I do that stuff too, especially when I come across a hard time. I remember new things about my childhood that were stressful, that were traumatic. And instead of just focusing on that little girl, I focus on the girl that I became because of those circumstances. And so when those hard times come, I thank the situations surrounding that because I'm still here, which means that it worked out. And so I know that you needed to hear that. And so there's your little nugget for today, for this week, for this month. Go back and think of the positives that came out of it. And if you find yourself in a place where you can't think of anything positive that came out of that situation, then thank your awareness that you have now. And that means that you still have some processing to do and some work to do. And, if you have questions about what shadow work is and what it means, then leave a comment down below or a question, or you can message me privately on my other social media accounts and we can have a discussion about it. I love you, my dearest confidant. Until next time.